Okay, you guys just got two reports, and I want to show you guys how to use these because there's a lot of data that you guys have control over in these reports. Let me hide something here real quick. All right, the first one you're going to have is going to be the office rankings, and it's actually going to give you a nice 4-year window on closed units, closed volume, and then market share for every office. And everything is sortable, and you can filter everything too. So if you just want to look at a certain city, you can do that. So you can scroll down, remove it. If you just want to look at, let's just look at Lakeville. I'll hit OK. It'll just show offices in Lakeville. So I can see all the offices here. I can see their closed units. I can see their increase 2012 versus their last 3 years. So I can see Remax Advantage Plus up here. 89% up from 2009, 36% up from 2010, 36% up from, or 39% up from 2011, and that's 2012 units. So I can see their units, and then I can see the percentage increase this year versus those last few years. Same thing with volume and their market share as well. So I can see that as well. And all the KW offices are in red. And then once I'm done, I can just clear that filter and go back to this. I can also do, if I just want to see the Keller offices, if I go to Office, I click this, I go to Text Filter, I say Contain. I can go to this Contains, I just type in, it contains the word Keller. Then it will just grab the Keller Williams offices, so I can see all of them and how much they're up. Obviously, Maple Grove doing phenomenal here, up 205% versus 2009 in units, up 232% this year versus 2009 in closed volume. So I can see that's 30,000 in 2009. They're at 102 this year. Then I can also look at their market share. Their market share is up 170% from 2009. So they were at 0.44. They're at 1.19 now. So I can sort, filter this however I want, and then I just clear it to go back to this. I can sort it A to Z. I can sort it by city. Again, I can clear that filter at any time, and sort of smallest to largest here. So it's units, volume, and then market share. And then also there's the charts here that show some stats for KW here. All the MLS IDs. Again, this is all Twin Cities metro market report here. So I can see how many MLS IDs, basically agent count, that the Broker Metrics pulls. Closed unit increase 2012 versus 2011. All the KW offices up 33%. That's the highest on here. And then I can actually look at the last 3 years, 2012 versus the last 3 years. So 2009, we're up 38% versus 2009. We're up 36% versus 2010. And again, up 33% versus 2011, which this shows up here. And I can see the other offices as well. Then if I go down to volume, again, 2012 versus 2011, KW is up the most in the metro. That's 43%, or basically 44%. And then I can also look at what are we up this year versus the last 3 years. So I can see that here as well. So I got each one of those years and all the other offices. And then I've got market share, 2012 versus 2011. We're up 12.6%. That's by far the highest. Remax at 8.9. Everybody else pretty much flat, and then Counselor down almost 12%. And then I can see the last 3 years here as well. Again, back to this, you can compare, if you're looking at recruiting somebody from a particular office, you could pull up their office information. So if I got an agent that is at Remax Results in Eden Prairie, I can see what they're doing, and then I can see, let's say I was going to use this as the other office. I can say, okay, they're down 14.6% or 26% from 2009. Barely up versus 2010, and up a little bit in 2012, where my office is up 205, up 98, up 66. So I can give them that information and let them know the ability that we have in our office to increase their business, where the current office they're in is clearly not offering enough to increase their production. So that would be a recruiting tool that you could have with this report. Again, all these stats are through June 30th of this year. The next thing you have is the agents, and this is every agent in Minnesota. So I shouldn't say it, it's the top 2,000. So this is going to show you their name, address of their office, most likely the city they're in, zip code of their office, and then it's going to show them total sales and total volume. So it's 2012 versus 2011. Again, yeah, 2012 versus 2011 in both total sales and total volume. And then you have the ability to see who's up, who's down. You can sort it however you want. You can just look at a particular city if you want to. If you actually just hit Control F, if you want to search for a particular agent, you can do that as well. Just type in their name and you'll be able to find them. You can see their current year rank versus their last year ranking. So you can see who's moving up, who's moving down. Again, another great recruiting tool that you have, and you have the data on their offices as well. So using these two reports in conjunction with each other, you'll have some great information for making any calls and showing off some of the great numbers of KW increasing agents' businesses versus other offices that are down. So all that data is here. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email.